The last speaker, the chair recognizes the member from Salem, Representative Bettencourt, to speak in favor of the committee report.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members of the House. Any discussion of this budget must begin with an acknowledgement and thank you to the members of the Finance Committee who dedicated considerable amounts of their time and energy putting together this extraordinarily difficult budget. It is estimated that they spent approximately 360 hours since February 15th gathering information from the public and department heads to ensure that the work before us today is worthy of our consideration. Upon reflecting on their task to balance the many compelling and competing needs of our citizens with our state's revenues that still very much bear the weight of an economic downturn. But their hard work is something that all of us, while maybe not enthusiastically, but nonetheless we can be proud to support their work. Before this House is a budget that is balanced. It lives up to our commitment of making government live within its means, just as every family in New Hampshire does. It also keeps faith with our constituents that excessive and wasteful spending in state government will not and cannot be tolerated. It also ensures that during these difficult economic times, state government does not confiscate any more of their hard-earned money when they need it most. And this budget includes no new or increased taxes and fees. It includes no further downshifting of services. And it does not further bond and saddle our future generation with fiscal irresponsibility. We do this while setting ourselves on a path of sustainable spending that encourages future economic growth. We are confident that the decisions we have made today will produce a more prosperous future for New Hampshire in the months and years to come. But let's be straight. We know that there's pain in this budget. Whenever budget reductions happen, it impacts real people. We understand that, and any suggestion to the contrary is nonsense. The Finance Committee was dedicated to minimizing the effects on those who depend and require state services the most, which is why this budget allocates $3.7 billion to the Department of Health and Human Services. Of course, we all wish we could do more. Of course, no one is happy that we must tell those who have previously gotten state assistance that we simply can't afford it anymore. But this is what must be done. This budget, Mr. Speaker, at the end of the day, essentially rolls back spending in a slightly below the budget that this state operated under in 2008 and 2009. Make no mistake, Mr. Speaker, I will return to this. There were a lot of tough calls and sacrifices. With hand on heart, Mr. Speaker, I wish there were another way. But I say to this House that there is no other responsible way. After all, at a time when our citizens are dealing with pay cuts, layoffs, investment and home losses, and other tough times in their own lives, how could we look them in the eye and tell them that we're unwilling to make the same difficult choices in state government that they make for themselves? To hold our own example to a different standard than those we represent is unbecoming of this institution, and we can be proud that this budget avoids that kind of hypocrisy. Mr. Speaker, this budget also recognizes that cutting spending alone will not get our economy moving again. The cuts have been paired with measures that protect and defend the New Hampshire advantage and create an environment where small businesses, which are the backbone of our economy, can grow and flourish. Mr. Speaker, taking these measures and solving our budget challenges must not be about the betterment of one political party or one special interest group over another. It must always be about the people of New Hampshire. This budget was written without consideration for political interests, opinion polls, editorials, or special favors. It makes tough choices, but it puts people first. Never in the years, Mr. Speaker, that I have been in this House have I ever heard such outrageous and exaggerated political hyperbole engulf a budget proposal such as we have seen here. Indeed, we have seen the motives and intentions of members of the Finance Committee in this House questioned and labeled with terms as extreme, as immoral and evil. What a disgrace. What a shame that at such a difficult hour in our state's economic history that we cannot stand together, share in the sacrifice, and deliver what is necessary for our state together. But stand and deliver we will, because leadership isn't always easy, and it isn't always popular, but it's about doing the right thing. This Finance Committee, this House, and this economy, with this budget, is leading. That is what our citizens have asked us to do, and we must not betray their trust, because the cuts got hard and the decisions got tough. The truth is that we know that while very difficult, this budget was built wisely, it was built surely, it was built faithfully, and it was not built for the popularity of the moment, but it was built for the prosperity in the years that are to come. As we progress through this budget cycle, Mr. Speaker, indeed, this is still a cycle. This is step 2 in a 4-step process. And as we progress, we must expect that there will be difficulties, many unpleasant surprises. But we may be sure that the task that is before this House, that we have freely accepted, is not beyond our compass and strength. I am proud of the work that the Finance Committee has done. I am proud of my colleagues for the professionalism that they have shown during this difficult time. The challenges we face in New Hampshire today were years in the making, and it will take time and shared sacrifice to achieve our goals for the future. But Mr. Speaker, the road to recovery begins today. I ask the House to join me in supporting this budget.